Solid Mustang here, and thank you very much for joining me on this video. Hope you enjoy it. You're going to see a bunch of pictures of lots of cars. Couple duplicates in here, sorry. I can't get rid of them without screwing up the video, so bear with me. But two car shows going on in the Columbus, Ohio area. First one we went to on a Friday night. Beautiful night. Perfect night for a cruise in, and that's what we went to, the Arthritis Foundation Auto Show in Dublin. It was a great show, and it felt more like a cruise in, not a overdone, overhyped type of car show with a lot of sales and stuff like that. And the other one, kind of more like that, it's almost overwhelming, is the Good Guys. Good Guys, great show though. I mean, you see cars at the Good Guys you will not see anywhere except for at Good Guys. So, although I will say the Arthritis Foundation show has some gorgeous cars. Special shout out to Mr. Pritz, which is an upcoming red convertible GTO that was gorgeous. Let my wife and I sit in it, start it up. We couldn't take it for a drive, obviously, but other than that, I mean, look at that thing. Just gorgeous. Some Studebakers. I just had a great time at both shows. Also, nice shout out to my friend Dave, who I went to the Good Guys show with. Look at that custom car. All custom. All custom. Made it himself. I forget what kind of frame it was on. That's the only reason it was considered a car and make it easy. Look at the color on that Corvette. Ugh. Look at the engine work here coming up on these cars too. Isn't that just phenomenal? And I tell you what, that's something I think we miss in this country. And we talk about where we have to cut budgets at schools, and we have to cut out art, we have to cut out band, and you can't have machine work anymore or anything like that. Why not? Because not everybody, I think, is cut out for college. And there are people who are more hands-on. I shouldn't say good friend of mine. I have somebody I went to college with, and his name's Brian. And he's a fabricator. He was meant for cars. And I wish I had an appreciation of cars then as I do now. I love to sit down and talk with him. He's worked with Chip Foose, Boyd Coddington before he passed away. He was on, I forget what Boyd Coddington's show was called, but he was on there. And you saw Brian on there a couple times, just briefly. He worked with that guy Mike a lot, who kind of looked like he had an injury or something. And look at the pig logo there. Little fire truck. But he's not a college type guy. He never was. But boy, I tell you what, I don't want anybody else doing the metal work on my car. It's just phenomenal, and his attention to detail was great. And some people, they express art through words. Some people express art through painting. Other people express art through their hands. And one way these people do it is through cars. Through the paint. Through the ideas, the engineering. And also, if you think about when these cars were created, they were done by hand. I mean, look at that car. You can go cruising up the road in that car. Or you can go drag racing in the GT500. I mean, or you can just go cruising with your girl in the convertible, right up the road, get some ice cream, watch a movie. So, it's just, that's one thing I love about cars. It's just an expression of art. It's old Austin Healey. So you just got all kinds of cars here. So that's just my take. And I think schools need to embrace that not everybody's going to go to college. If not everybody's trying to go to college, and we do more craft schools and have more apprenticeship programs and more artist programs, you get the carpenters, you get the wood, the metal makers and fabricators and stuff like that. if there's anything like the Autoshows of Orville Holland and um, maybe the Barrett Jackson shows and those things becoming popular, um, then maybe it's just a fact that maybe we can say, okay, not everybody has to go to college. Some people want to really work with their hands. So, and that's what you're seeing here. And that's something I think we need to encourage more in schools. Allow the musicians to be a musician. Do you have to really go through 4 to 6 years of college? Because let's get realistic. How many people really complete it in 4 years? Most people got to work and everything else at the same time they're going to college. Unless you're an athlete, and I guess you get everything handed to you. You can be done in 3 years. But really, if you look at football players, because that's where everything is, aren't they learning a trade? So, and I still don't understand why college football players think they should get paid. It's just like your scholarships. Now, you want to incorporate everything into a scholarship, I get, but that's a different argument, different time. We won't go there. Look at that thing. For sale, Coyote Duster, 40 grand gets you that car. Nice car. Another really nice 57 Chevy here. Silver and gold chrome. Inside and out. Just phenomenal. So, and some of the stories cars get told. I just missed this one was pulling away. But this Corvette here coming up, this lady had a great story. Her and her husband bought this when they got married. And drove away to their honeymoon for 4 weeks and 8,000 miles across the country. And on their 50th wedding anniversary a few years ago, they did it again. I mean, isn't that cool? Yeah, isn't that an awesome story? So, fun picture coming up here. This is my car. It came out of the grocery store, Kroger. And yeah, 2 cop cars on each side. I'm like, uh-oh, omen. So, a little Buick there. So, anyways, look at the red on that Mustang. Just, what a fantastic looking car. So, and you get, like I said, this car show, you go from old cars to new cars. And these two were standing right almost next to each other. The brand new Corvette. What a nice looking car. And right up the way from that, right, if you turn around, there's the old Corvette. And then, this real nice blue Corvette was sitting right next to it. And just some phenomenal cars. Some absolutely phenomenal. So, an old Fiat. But then you get some modern cars here. And Viper, Corvette, Camaro, Nissan 350Z. Then you turn right around to a mint green Thunderbird. But it works for this car. This color works for this car. So, and by these next two, really rare. Ford GT and a Ford Daytona here. These are real cars, guys. These were not kits. I talked to the owners. They're not kits. They were real cars. So, multi-million-dollar cars there. So, but anyways, just love having to be able to go out and look at the artistry in these cars. It's just really phenomenal. The guy matches the Coca-Cola box to his car. I mean, how cool is that? You get some classic trucks, classic cruisers, and some real muscle cars. Some cars that have more of an elegant feel, like the old Jags. So we got a couple of them coming up, and an AMX, an old Barracuda. You don't see these anymore. Gorgeous old Corvette. And what's the other thing? Here's that Jag, the E-Type here, and I believe this next one is called a Type 2 Jaguar, if I'm right. But it is a Jag. I do know that for sure. So, but these people, they drove their cars to these things. Most of them. A couple of them will have them up on a, up on a trailer and bring them in. But